Hello guys, it's Victor once again, and today we'll be talking about application fees. Yes, that annoying fee you have to pay before your application is even considered. I'm looking at it from the perspective of the university. Now, I try to understand that they may need more hands to check through the application or pay, staff extra amount of money or to work overtime to check through the thousands of applications that they need to process before they hand out admission. But from the perspective of somebody coming from the global south, an application fee like $100 or $120 means a lot for somebody coming from my country, because that is almost half of my salary, or equivalent to a child's school fees in Nigeria or in Uganda or somewhere else. So what $100 will buy in the US is different from what $100 will buy in Uganda. So if you're asking me to pay half of my salary for application fee, it's a little bit too much. By the way, not all universities require you to pay application fee. So check with the universities you're applying to and to make sure whether you're paying or not. So I think there should be a consideration for those coming from the global south, especially these global universities who need or are requesting for diversity on the campus, diversity of students, international students, and things like this. So if you need lots of people from the global south, I think you might want to work on those things called application fees and other things that people have to pay for before the applications are even considered. So it's a bit of a hurdle, and some people would even argue that it's a filter system. So those who cannot pay in the first place are like weeded out. Yeah, so if you're not able to pay, your admission is not considered in the first place. So today I'll be sharing my personal tips on how I got my admission fees waived. For my first scholarship at the London School of Economics and Political Science, I was requested to pay an application fee for my application to be considered in the first place. But there were some things I had to do and it was waived. And I also applied to a number of universities in the US and I also got application fee waivers. So today I'll be sharing my tips on how you can get application fee waivers in case the university you're applying to requires you to pay one. So tip number one, I think you should make it clear to them that you're applying for a scholarship, that you're already going to apply for financial assistance of some kind. And actually some scholarships require universities to waive application fees for those applying for those particular scholarship. So check with your scholarship and check with the university. Alert them to the fact that you're going to be applying for a scholarship and probably you deserve or you need, not really deserve, let's use the word need, you need an application waiver and see what they say. I know a number of scholarships who would assist you in paying or require the university to actually waive it for you. So check with your own particular scholarship. Tip number two, some universities actually give different criteria for application fee waiver. So check those criteria and check which one you qualify for. For instance, at the London School of Economics, there was this waiver for students from probably low-income countries, students from conflict-stricken countries, and a number of lists like that. So I was able to find one that tallied with where I was coming from, and I argued that I require an application fee waiver because of this particular condition, and actually it was waived. But one point you shouldn't forget is that if you're applying for a waiver, apply about a month, 2 months before the deadline, because it might take a number of back and forth before you get that waiver. I remember for the London School of Economics, I applied for the waiver in December and I got the waiver, I think at the end of January, so about a month. So you do not want to apply for a waiver 2 weeks, a week to the deadline. It might not just be enough for them to actually answer you and process your application for a waiver. So do it ahead of time, submit your application ahead of time, and then negotiate with them on an application fee waiver. So point number two, I think I just finished number two. Number one is that check with your scholarship board. They might require the university to waive for you. The second one is that check the individual criteria of the university, their waiver conditions, and you might just qualify for one. Yes, I would like to share another tip with you. When I was applying to university in Washington DC in the US, so they also gave application waivers to first generation students. So if you're the first person to attend university in your family and you indicate that you're a first generation student, they give you application fee waiver. So I'm not the first person attending university in my family. However, I'm the first person attending graduate school, that's a master's or a PhD. So I put it there as well, that first generation students, and I was given a waiver that saved me about $120. And yeah, I could use the money for some other thing. So that's you should also check out that and see ways you could always tweak the system to suit you. Then the third one, probably you talk to them about your scholarship, they said you still need to pay. You check the waiver criteria, do not qualify for any. You could send them a direct email telling them of your particular financial condition, because this waiver or this application fee is quite blanket. It's a blanket fee, and they do not consider whether you are from the US or the UK or from a developed or a developing country. But when you bring your reality to them, tell you how much this actually costs for you. And this amount you're asking is half of my salary. This amount you're asking is my child's school fees. The amount you're asking will feed me for a whole week or a whole month, and things like that. Probably they will start being more considerate. So I think one important lesson you also have to learn generally is how to email the university even before you get in. So check for contact emails. Use it to ask questions, use it to ask for clarifications. Usually I get lots of emails about people asking me things that I think they should have actually asked them, the university they were applying to. So do not be afraid to meet the university, the department. There's always a contact email for most universities, most international universities. Always somebody to reach out to ask questions. So you can always tell them of this reality that, see, this is what I'm earning. This is my average income. And this amount you're requesting would actually affect me adversely. So can I get a waiver? Is there something that can be done about it to help me cope, to help me send in my application? After all, you guys want international students, you want diversity, you want a mixed campus of not just domestic students, international students, then from different background and different strata of the society. So I'm from one of the lower strata of the society, and I'm appealing if something could be done, to waive the waiver for me and give me a chance. Let me prove myself through my application documents, and try that, and let's see what they will say in return. And well, I'm not saying it's 100% guaranteed, but make sure you've done your own due diligence. You've emailed them, you've checked about their different criteria to see which one you qualify for. And at the end of the day, hopefully something would come out for you. So I've gotten about 3 or 4 admission waivers so far. And these are the tricks, I'll not call them tricks so to say, but these are the steps I've often used to get the admission waivers. So understand why universities need application fee in the first place. And as I said earlier, because of the volume of application they often receive, and they need to employ extra hands or things like that. So these fees are used to probably pay them, or things like that. But still, they also have to consider those of us coming from the global south. That's £100 or $100. It's a lot of money, and yeah, it's a big dent in our pockets. So that's it, guys. I hope you've learned 1 or 2 things about admission fee waivers, and this is usually the admission period where people send different applications, and I wish you good luck. So watch my other videos on application tips. I've done things on writing proposals, on statement of purpose, on how to get good and timely recommendation, on whether I should take standardized tests. And that's another problem. Standardized tests are already quite expensive. So imagine after sitting for about 2 standardized tests, and now they want you to pay an application fee. So I understand your worry. And I hope these tips will work for you to get your application fee waiver. And until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Stay inspired. You're good enough. Nobody should tell you otherwise. Bye-bye.